Hey guys, Andrew here with an exclusive subscriber video just for you as a subscriber to my list. As I mentioned in the quick clip that you just saw, this is going to be all about the making of Impasto medium. We're going to head over to the language factory and check out how this stuff is made. Enjoy. Now, I absolutely love using this language Impasto medium, and I should mention just from the outset that this is not a sponsored video nor an official endorsement by any means. I'm just trying to share with you guys what I absolutely love to use. So this stuff here has got in it a few different things. It's got refined safflower oil as the base, and what gives it that thickness is the castor wax. That's what allows this stuff to have some real body to it, along with fumed silica, which is going to give it a little bit of a thixotropic nature as we work this medium. But it also has cobalt dryers to aid the drying process and speed it along a little bit, and just a touch of calcium dryer as well. So this stuff is incredibly stable, really beautiful for building that texture. But how do they make it? Let's check it out. Getting the right amount of refined safflower oil in the Impasto medium is critical. David watches carefully as these are being mixed together to make sure he's got the right consistency. Once the mixture is ready, the whole thing then gets wheeled over to the other side of the factory to a really nifty vintage triple roll mill. This triple roll mill has been around for a quarter of a century. The Impasto mixture is loaded into the top feeding bucket and scooped in. You might be wondering, why run it through a mill after it's already been mixed? It's really about consistency, and I just love their attention to detail here.
We're the only company in the world that's actually triple roll milling a painter's medium. Every other medium in the world would be manufactured normally through high-speed blending. Because this is incredibly thick, the only way to be able to get the smoothness that's equal to an actual paint that you'll be mixing it with is to triple roll mill it, just like the paint that you're working with. It gets incredibly smooth and very, very fine, beautifully unctuous, dense quality to it. And it means that it becomes seamless mixing into your paint.
The medium's fed through the top carrying bucket through these granite rollers. The spacing on these is incredibly tight, so the medium does not have very much room to work with here, and it's forced down into a smooth consistency. Once a medium has accumulated in front of the last roller, it's then fed back through the machine again. This medium will run through this system another 2 times. Already the consistency has improved greatly, and you can see here that it appears a lot smoother than it did when it first went through. Now let's hear from David with a little bit more about Impasto medium.
So this is the one that we've been milling today.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful medium that I use for my final layers of the paint.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about the Impasto medium.
Okay, so you're right. To use the Impasto medium, generally it's an incredibly fat medium. We've built it and it's unique because one of the sort of the holy grails of making an oil painting medium is something that could be as thick as actual artist's oil color without having those issues of wrinkling surface crawl that I mentioned earlier. The way we've gone around it is being able to find, with new technologies and new products coming on the market, and basically being very, very attentive to the way that each of those materials work, and build a product with castor wax to give us body, give us structure, so that we can actually build up incredibly thick paint films without any wrinkling of the paint, of the actual film itself. So we've been able here to be able to use the castor wax to create enough structure without creating opacity. So when it's actually applied, when you're mixing it with your paint, it is almost completely clear and it doesn't alter the color of your paint that you're mixing it with.
So what are we looking at in terms of drying time for this?
Again, dry time, you're looking around about 4 to 5 days for surface dry. And then, unfortunately, in regards to how long through film, it's how long is a piece of string. If you paint it relatively thin, it's going to be probably again another sort of week. If you're painting it thick, and I mean something up at around 10 to 12 to even 30 millimeters thick, which you can very safely, you can be looking at 1 year to 2 years for through film drying.
Well, there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little video about making Language Impasto medium. It's a medium I really love to use, nice and stable, built for impasto texture. Now, I'm gonna see you again very, very soon with part 2 of our video series all about mediums. We'll catch you next time.